I assume you can see the screen that I have shared with you. As I said, this is our week 5. In the last 4 sessions, we went through the academic pathway here in the UK. So we started from entry-level courses and went all the way to postgraduate. So we talked about if you don't have a high school diploma, if you haven't finished the high school in your country, what options do you have? So we talked about GCSEs, we talked about level functional skill courses, level 1 and level 2. We talked about A levels, level 3 courses, also talked about foundation year, we talked about access courses, and all of that was to help you start a university course undergraduate. Then we talked about how to apply for an undergraduate course and how to choose the undergraduate course that suits your interest and profile. And then for those of you interested in postgraduate education, we had a session about application process for master courses and for PhD courses if you're interested in. And that was one of the 3 different pathways that we've covered in this course. So that was the academic route, that was about finishing high school, going to university, undergraduate, postgraduate, and then after graduation, you go out and you start finding jobs and applying for jobs, okay? Today and this week and next week as well, we are going to talk about a different route, a different pathway, a different option that you have, which is called vocational route or vocational courses or vocational training. The fact is, not everyone is interested in going to university. So not everyone is interested in spending 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, going through undergraduate and postgraduate, all the readings, all the writings, all the exams, okay? Some people are more interested in starting a job as soon as they can, or they are more interested in more technical kind of jobs, which university is not necessarily required for. Some of you have some background in a specific career, in a specific sector, and you would like to start here, the same career, applying for the same jobs, and you need a short time kind of course or a short retraining to gain the experience and knowledge and information and understanding required to apply for that particular job here in the UK. And that's why it's very important to be aware of this option, vocational training or vocational courses, because these are usually shorter than academic courses, less expensive, and in many cases could be even free of charge or even paid compared to university courses when someone needs to pay for that, either through a scholarship or through loan. And you can start the career that you are interested in without waiting for years in university, going through all those kind of academic processes, graduation, and then applying for jobs. So university is not the best option, and university is not the necessary option, and university is not the easiest option and quickest option and cheapest option in many ways. So for many of you or for many people, thinking about vocational route and vocational training could be more suitable. So that's why we are going to give you information about your options when it comes to vocational training, so that when you would like to decide about which plan is the best plan for you, you have enough understanding of different options that you have. As you can see, the vocational route doesn't mean that it's like elementary. You have options from pre-entry up to level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and through the vocational route, you can just go all the way up to higher levels. And at some point, even you can use the vocational qualifications that you have to go to university. So having a vocational qualification, having a BTech diploma, which we are going to explain later, doesn't mean that it's not good to go to university with, okay? In fact, a good advantage of having vocational qualifications is the control that you have and the option that you have. Either you can use it to apply for a job, or you can use it to go to university. Okay, so that just have that in mind when it comes to vocational training. It doesn't mean that because you have a vocational qualification, again, you cannot go to university. You can use many of those qualifications to support your university application, as I'm going to show you later. But at the same time, you have the option of, and then a very good chance of starting a job and applying for a job and being successful in finding a job and entering the job market in a short term. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. Okay, just let's think about you and your situation and then your condition in the UK job market at the moment. So some of you may have, well, I assume everyone or most of you are interested and you would like, or you are planning to find a job because, well, it's very difficult to live without having a job. So we need to have a job for different reasons, to have income, to manage our daily life, to pay for our expenses, to support our family, and so on and so forth. But let's, for a second, for a moment, think about what is your current situation, and then we can decide and we can plan for the next step. So some of you have education, so you have qualifications from your country, from other countries, or from UK. It could be university qualifications or non-university qualifications. And some of you have qualification with experience. So you may say, I have an engineering degree from Sudan, and I worked for 5 years, for 6 years in oil and gas sector, okay? So if you are in that situation, you have your qualification, you have your work experience, and then the third thing, you are confident in your language, you can speak English, and you can communicate in English, written, verbally, and you can understand easily, and you can make yourself clear easily, then you don't need probably to go to university or to do any course. So one misunderstanding that many people who come to this country as refugees have is that, oh, because I have qualification from a different country, because my work experience is out of the UK, then I cannot apply for jobs, or I'm not good enough to apply for jobs. And I have to go to university, and I have to go to college, and I need to have a degree from the UK to apply. That's not correct, okay? So if you have degree, university degree, you call other kind of work-related degrees, you have experience, which you can show, and you can speak English, and you can understand English, and you can write in English, then probably you don't need to go to university, and you don't need to look for training or courses or college courses. The only thing that you need to do is start applying for jobs, okay? You need a good CV, which we are going to talk about it in future weeks. And then you need to have a strategy and a plan to how to find a job, how to apply for a job, how to prepare your application process. If you are invited to an interview, how to prepare yourself for the interview, and then how to successfully find a job for yourself. Okay, so then have this in mind. I worked with good number of students coming to the UK as refugees. They wanted to go to university because they were thinking that, oh, I need to go to university. But during that time that they were preparing themselves for the university, they realized that actually, I don't need to go to university. My experience is good, especially if you have technical experiences. If you have, for instance, if you are in the kind of engineering sector, or if you are in the healthcare sector. So in many sectors, if you have overseas, out of the UK experience, you can use that experience, your qualifications, to apply for jobs here in the UK. The only thing that you need probably to have and to show and to prove is your level of English. Again, I've had many people, many students in engineering, in healthcare, nurses, engineers, even teachers successfully applying for jobs and finding jobs and starting jobs without going to any university or college. So just don't think that you should or you must go to university. No, it's about your experience and it's about your qualification. But some of you have education, you have qualification, and you have work experience from overseas, from another country, from the country that you come from, but you realize that you need some kind of requalification and retraining. Okay, so for some of you, you were in some kind of jobs that it's difficult to find similar jobs here in the UK. Or in order to be successful for the job application, you need to show that you have UK degrees, or you need to show that you have UK work experience. For instance, if you work in kind of admin jobs back in your country, or if you work in civil service jobs back in your country, or many other kind of sectors or jobs, or you were kind of in university or in education like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, and then you think that in order to be successful in applying for jobs here in the UK, you need to have like a fresh qualification or a fresh training. So for instance, you were an electrician back in your country, but the system, the electric, kind of the planning system for being an electrician here in this country is different. Or you need to have a license to be a gas engineer, or to an electrician, or to a construction engineer. You need those licenses to apply for jobs. So then you have some options. You can do a university course, but like I said, it's time-taking, it's expensive, it takes years, and it may not be necessary. Most of you already know about NARIC or ENIC. I don't suggest, because it's costly. You probably are going to pay a few, probably it's about £100 probably, but it's not necessary for university. But if it's a good way of showing your qualifications and work experience to employers here in the UK. Okay, if you have most of the requirements to apply for a job, and if you think the only problem is employers, they don't have a good understanding of your level of experience or level of qualification, then going to NARIC or to ENIC and having your qualification and skills being assessed and having that kind of paperwork is helpful in showing your level of experience and level of education to employers. It's not good for everyone. It's mainly good for people who are close to the job market, who are very close to the requirements, and the only thing that they need is to show to the employer their kind of quality of experience. But the third option, which is a very good option and probably the best option for people in this category, is going through short-term vocational training. And by short-term, it can take anything from a semester, like a few months, to a year, to a couple of years. And then you will have a fresh qualification, a UK qualification, and at the same time, the work experience to apply for jobs. and it's going to increase your chance of finding the job that you are interested in. There are other ways as well, and probably you can have a combination of these options. The next one is if you have some kind of professional background in your country and you're looking to restart the same career here in the UK, a very good way of finding information and finding your way into the job market is by engaging with professional bodies. And professional bodies are some kind of organization who regulate and oversee the kind of the work within that particular sector. I've added a link here for you if you have some kind of professional background, or if you are interested in let's see if I can, yeah. So if you go to the link that I shared with you in terms of the professional bodies, you can find in this list, in this Wikipedia list, you can find at least one professional body, one kind of overarching organization relevant and related to the job that you are interested in and you have background in, okay? For instance, so as you can see, we have everything from accountants, building engineers, architects, credit managers, all the way is in kind of alphabetical order. Nurses, doctors, teachers, biological association. So every it's very difficult to find a job in the UK that doesn't have a body organization or professional association as they call it. So for instance, I'm going to show you the example of Chartered Institute of Journalists. Okay, so if you are a journalist, if you've been doing journalism back in your country for TV, for press, for radio, for newspaper, then this could be a good way of finding information. So you go to their website. I just give it a few moments for it to pop up on your screen as well. So as you can see, the Chartered Institute of Journalists, it's the association regulating, overseeing, and coordinating different kind of journalism-related works. And through their website, you can find plenty of information about how to enter the sector, what kind of jobs are available here in the UK. Is there any training that can help you to kind of get the information that you need and increase your chance of finding a job? For instance, if you go to the students part, you can see very useful information about finding the first job. So if you are new to the UK and you would like to apply for jobs in journalism, this page gives you information about how to find your first job and how to apply for that. As you can see, it gives you information about what kind of jobs to consider. So what kind of jobs as a journalist with experience or with education in journalism, what kind of jobs that are there that you can apply for. And it's very helpful because sometimes it's very difficult to realize how many jobs in the UK market are related and relevant to the kind of skills and background that you have. So it tells you that all of these jobs, art director, assistant editor, picture editor, publisher, so on and so forth, these are the kind of jobs that you can apply for. Also, if you go for routes into journalism, it gives you information about different pathways, okay, that you have into journalism. If you would like to start working for local journals or regionals or nationals, and it gives you again types of journalism, newspaper, magazine, online, and so on. And then under each, you will have more information about how to prepare yourself and how to apply for those jobs. So the purpose was for me to show you that, especially if you have background in educational or employment background, professional background, or if you have understanding, if you have plans about entering a specific job, it's always very good to go to the associations for that specific job or a specific sector and find out more information from their webpage. They will give you many options, and some of them may be more appropriate to you than others. And then the last one is about gaining work experience through non-paid jobs like volunteering, or through other schemes such as apprenticeship or traineeship, which we are going to talk about more later today. So if you are in this category, if you are in this group, you have education, qualification, work experience from somewhere else, but for your job, you need some kind of re-qualification, retraining to freshen up your CV, then you can think about a combination of these options. Having your qualifications assessed by NARIC or INIC, doing a university course, which may not be short, quick, cheap, doing a vocational course, which may be kind of shorter, quicker, cheaper, engage with the professional body or the association for that sector, and also having some work experience in whatever way that you can. Sometimes it needs to be, or the only way that you have is unpaid through volunteering. Sometimes you can have traineeship or apprenticeship opportunities as well. Okay, so I'm going to talk about, so for the job application, for the first option, we are going to talk about it in one session in 2 weeks' time. Today, I'm going to talk mainly about these options, about the vocational trainings and vocational courses. And then the third group, many of you or some of you, you are in this group. So you don't have qualification, you didn't go to university, you didn't finish any college course back in your country or here, and you don't have any work experience. You're young, you are you haven't been to university, to college, and you haven't started any job before this. So again, you have the same options: higher education, further education, work experience through volunteering, traineeship, and apprenticeship. You probably remember the structure of, or the different levels of the UK education system, and the vocational route follows the same structure. And if you remember, going through vocational training, going through vocational courses, job-related courses, doesn't mean that you cannot go to university next year or in 2 years' time. In fact, you can use those qualifications, those degrees to support your application for university, either undergraduate or postgraduate. So we have vocational courses level 1, we have vocational courses level 2, we have vocational courses level 3, similar to kind of same value as A levels. And then the same way that you can use your A levels to go to university, you can use your vocational learning level 3 courses like BTECs, T levels, NVQs to apply for university. But at the same time, it gives you the opportunity to apply for jobs if you're not interested in going to university. Okay, so when it comes to vocational qualifications, we have 3 main types of qualifications: apprenticeship, BTEC, and technical qualifications. In the next few slides, I'm going to explain them one by one. I've just come across your text, Salah. Which link do you mean? The link for associations, do you mean? Okay, yeah, just give me a second. I go back to that slide, and then, well, probably when you have the the slides, you are going to see the link there, but for now, I'm going to share it with you here as well. Okay, this is the link to the Wikipedia list for professional associations. Okay, so as I was about to explain, when it comes to vocational qualifications, we have three main qualifications. We have others, but these are the main ones: apprenticeship and traineeship, BTEC diplomas, and technical qualifications, NVQs or T-levels. I'm going to explain each of them and how they are similar and how they are different one by one. But before that, I would like to introduce you to the National Carrier Service if you don't already know about it. So National Carrier Service is a very useful website. It's absolutely useful for those of you looking for options that you have, looking for courses, looking for jobs, looking for opportunities, looking for trainings. To be honest, I would say 90% of the information that you need is available and easy to access here through the National Carrier Service. Before going to the next page, I'm going to show you how National Carrier Service can look. Well, first of all, how does it look like? What kind of information that you can find on National Carrier Service, and how to use the website. But what I would encourage everyone is to go, again, I'm going to share the link here with you. This is the National Carrier Service. So as you can see, on National Carrier Service, on the first page, you have three main tabs or three main sections: skills assessment, which is very good if you don't have ideas or understanding of what kind of skills you have and how you can use those skills to apply for jobs or for courses or for qualifications here in the UK. In the last sessions, many of you kept asking me about what is the best course for me to apply for, or what is the best job for me to prepare myself for. So skills assessment part of the National Carrier Service can help you in finding out more about your skills and what kind of jobs are more suitable and appropriate for you, and what kind of courses or vocational courses or university courses can help you to prepare yourself for those kind of jobs. It takes you through some tests, through some assessments, you answer some questions, and then it gives you a kind of a report about the kind of skills that you have, and then the kind of more suitable jobs or more suitable courses for you. The second part is about exploring careers. So if you're looking for jobs, or if you are interested to know more about the entry requirement for jobs, or application process for jobs, or income for different jobs, okay? Income level, how much money can I rely on if I become like an accountant? You don't have ideas about the level of income for different jobs, then you can find those kind of information through the Explore Careers. And then the third part is find a course. So if you are looking for any type of course, especially vocational training, BTECs, NVQs, T-levels, apprenticeship, then the best place to look for that is to find a course section of this web page. So as you can see, most part of the information that you need and the opportunities that you are looking for is available here on National Carrier Service. So you probably remember UCAS. So for higher education, UCAS was the best kind of portal and the best database that you could find most of the information that you needed there about universities, courses, entry requirements. Similarly, for the job market, for the career market, for vocational courses, National Career Service is the best portal, is the best web page and database that you can use to find information that you need. For instance, I'm going to show you how to do it later when we talked about different vocational qualifications, but just as an example, so for search for job profiles, so you are, for instance, you are a computer engineer, okay? So, but you don't know what kind, or you have some kind of degrees or interest in computer science, computer engineering, but you don't know what kind of jobs are available in that sector here in the UK, how many, under what kind of names. You just start searching for the title, just by typing in computer, it starts giving you some kind of information about the jobs. It's about computer games, or it's about computer analysis, or it's about computer secretary, and so on and so forth. Then starting in computer, like say technician. So let's go back, computer, and then just search for computer, and it gives you a list of different jobs available relevant to computer. And as you can see, there are 15 pages. The more specific your search term, the more specific the results that you will have. But for instance, let's say, so you are interested to become an IT service engineer, okay? So you click on that, and it gives you information about, okay, currently in the UK job market, people with this job title, IT service engineer, they earn anything between 22,000 to 33,000 pounds, okay, for the junior and senior roles. So you have some ideas about the level of income, okay? And then it gives you more information about, okay, if you're interested, how to become an IT service engineer. And it gives you three main options: either a college course, an apprenticeship course, and working towards that role. So university course is not necessary. So if you would like to become an IT service engineer, you don't need to go to university. So you can do it by a college course, by an apprenticeship, and then it gives you more information about the college. If you're interested in the college pathway, you can do a level 2 certificate in IT or a level 3 diploma in ICT. For entry requirement, you need GCSEs or equivalent. So if you have high school diploma from your country, that's equivalent to GCSE. More information is there. If you're interested in apprenticeship, it's here. And then it also gives you information about what it takes. So if you start those kind of roles, what are the responsibilities or the kind of job that you are going to undertake? You will have the ability to repair machines or systems, and analytical thinking skills, and so on and so forth. It gives you about day-to-day tasks. What are you going to do when you're in that role? Install new IT systems, upgrade existing hardware, fix faulty equipment, and so on. What kind of careers and promotion you can think of. And finally, if there is any job opportunity or any qualification and training opportunity available for that role. And as you can see, there are so you can find apprenticeship near you. And at the moment, for example, they have two different types of apprenticeship, one in Hartlepool, one in Bromley. And then if you click on find apprenticeship near you, it gives you a more extended list of apprenticeships relevant to that job that we are going to talk about later. So that was the purpose. So National Career Service is a good way of finding information about everything job related, from your skills to the careers available in the market, entry requirements, day-to-day tasks, income, and so on, and then finding courses to prepare yourself for applying for jobs. We are going to talk more about finding the course part later today. Okay, so National Career Service is good for the reasons that I've explained. And if you remember again, when it comes to vocational qualifications, we have three main types of qualifications: apprenticeship or traineeship, BTECs, and NVQs. And I'm going to explain them one by one in the next couple of slides. Starting with traineeship, okay? The first thing that you need to have in mind is traineeship is a qualification and a program for people aged 16 to 24, okay? So usually in the UK, people who finish high school age 16, if they are not interested in going to university, and if they are more interested in entering the job market and applying for jobs, then one option is traineeship, and people can apply for traineeships up to the age of 24. So have that in mind. If you are 24 and above, traineeship is not for you. Instead, you can apply for a similar qualification and program called apprenticeship, which I'm going to explain later. But traineeship is for people aged 16 to 24, so young people out of high school, usually, or out of a college course, or out of A-levels. Usually they don't want to go to university for different reasons, and they are looking to apply for jobs. One very good way of entering the job market is to apply for traineeships, which prepare you. So you start a job, and during that time of traineeship, which can take up to 1 year, you will be trained in that specific job so that you can apply for relevant similar jobs after your traineeship. I've added, if you're in this age range and if you're interested, I have added a link here. So contact. So let's find traineeship. I'm going to, yes, it's here. I'm going to change the link. So if you follow the link later, you will have more information about what is a traineeship and how to apply for a traineeship, and then the kind of support that you have when it comes to applying for traineeship. So if you are in that age range, and if you are interested to prepare yourself for jobs instead of going to university, then traineeship is a good option for you. The second one is apprenticeship, okay? Apprenticeship is similar to, not similar kind of training, similar kind of program, but without age range. So unlike a traineeship that is limited to 16 to 24, for apprenticeship, there is no age range. An apprenticeship is a combination of job training with classroom learning to become a master of trade. So if you start an apprenticeship, that apprenticeship most of the time involves 2 or 3 days of training and working. So you go to a factory, you go to an office, you go to a workplace, you go to a building, and you work as if you are a member and an employee for that factory or for that business. And then 2 or 3 days of college training. So you go to college 2 days or 3 days, and you go to your workplace 2 days or 3 days in a week. So that's a combination of class-based college learning, and experience, so learning by doing. There is no age restriction, there is no degree restriction, and then the good thing about apprenticeship is it's paid. So instead of unlike university that you need to pay for that, your employer will pay you for the days that you work for them. So it's paid. You are going to get around minimum national wage, or sometimes lower, slightly lower, if you are kind of entry level, but then it will increase over years. But you don't need to pay from your pocket, and they pay you for the number of hours that you work for them. And then they have various levels of apprenticeship, starts from entry to intermediate to advanced and higher. And you can use those qualifications to apply for further or higher level qualifications. If you are interested in more information about apprenticeship, I've added the links there, but for just as you can find more information on UCAS, you can find more information on the government website, but what I'm going to follow is this government page about how to find an apprenticeship. And then the only thing that you need is just to start the process of search. And then probably at the moment, as you can see, 34,000, over 34,000 apprenticeship opportunities are available across, I think across England, because let me check if it's England or somewhere else. Yes. No, it's just for England, because for Wales and Scotland and Northern Ireland, there are different pages. So if you live in Scotland, Wales, or Northern Ireland, you need to follow these links. But this one is for people who live in England. And in England at the moment, we have over 34,000 opportunities. And you can see how large a market is the apprenticeship sector, and how many opportunities you have in that area. So you can start by your postcode or by the job that you are looking for. So let's see, it's about gas, okay? It shows you that they're relevant to gas, customer service apprenticeship. So Northern Gas and Power, they have an opportunity for a customer service apprentice. Plumbing, heating, gas apprenticeship available with this organization in Shrewsbury. Transport and logistic apprenticeship is available with this organization in Warrington. I think it's across England, yeah. And gas engineer apprentice is available again somewhere else. So as you can see, it gives you a list of apprenticeships available. But these apprenticeships are in different levels. So you can choose what level is more appropriate for you. So for instance, plumbing, heating, gas apprenticeship. Let's see what are the entry requirements. So as you can see, it's paid. They pay you almost £15,000 per year. So it's slightly below the minimum wage for the first year, but in the second year and the third year, they increase your salary every year. It's a level 3 course, okay? And it's Monday to Friday between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. So 45 hours a week. It takes 2 years, and they are looking for one person. So in these 2 years, you are going to be trained, and you are going to be paid for your basic expenses as well. So as you can see here, it is 4 days per week hands-on experience working within customer homes, learning plumbing, heating, gas, oil, and LPG, and then other kind of tasks associated with that role. Also, it includes training, this part, okay? An apprenticeship includes regular training with a college or other training organization. At least 20% of your working hours will be spent training or studying. And then you go to the college in South Staffordshire College, and they'll train you for this course, plumbing and domestic heating technician, level 3, equal to A levels. Okay. And then this is your training plan, 1 day per week. So 5 days, 4 days work, 1 day level 3 course in college. And for requirement, you need high school degree in English, math, and science, and these kind of general skills. So as you can see, it's a very good opportunity for many of you. Instead of spending times in university and coming out without any experience, apprenticeship at the same time, they train you for a job, they pay you for basic expenses, and then you get experience and college degree as well. Once you finish your apprenticeship, you can apply for jobs because you are prepared, you are trained, or you can use that level 3 to apply for other courses, high school courses or other vocational courses. It's not for asylum seekers, no, but just have this in mind. In the future, when you have your refugee status, you can apply for apprenticeship. So the reason that it's not for asylum seekers, because you need to have the work permit, and many asylum seekers, they don't have it. So you have 5 days of work and it's paid, which is not allowed for asylum seekers. Okay, so have that in mind, that apprenticeship is one opportunity, a combination of training in college and classroom learning. There is no age restriction, there is no degree restriction, it's paid, and you can start at a level which suits your profile. If you are more experienced and if you have degrees from your country, instead of elementary, you can start from intermediate or advanced, and you will be paid more for that. So check the link, find out more about apprenticeship opportunities. As I showed you, in England, we have at the moment more than 35,000 apprenticeship opportunities. Okay, so before we go to BTECs, let's take a short break. Probably it's 10 to 11. We take 10 minutes of break and we come back 11 o'clock, okay? In the meantime, if you have a question, just feel free to ask your question. Okay, it's 11 o'clock and we can start the second part of our session today. So we started with explaining different vocational or the main vocational qualifications that we have here in the UK. We started with apprenticeship and we talked about apprenticeship as a combination of job training with classroom learning, college with work experience together, without restriction, without degree restriction or age restriction, and it's a paid kind of program. And you can start entry level, intermediate, advanced, or higher based on the current qualification and current work experience that you have. And I showed you how to find apprenticeship. And there are different ways, including the link that I have added there in the slide for you. The second part, or the second type of vocational qualifications in the UK is something called BTEC. And BTEC stands for Business and Technology Education Council. So BTEC's diploma. And BTECs are sector-related qualifications, which means you, as an applicant, you have ideas about the sector or the industry you are interested in, but you are not sure about the jobs. Okay, so you don't have any specific, you may have, but you don't necessarily have a particular job in mind, but you know the sector that you are interested in. So probably you know that I would like to work in the healthcare, but you don't know which specific job or what are the job opportunities in that sector. Or I would like to work in, for instance, in engineering sector. Or I would like to work in aviation sector or arts or history or whatever. So you know the sector, but you don't have the specific job in mind, or you don't know what kind of job opportunities are available within that sector. So then BTEC could be an option for you. There are more than 2,000 different qualifications under BTECs in 16 different sectors. And the good thing about BTEC is you can use them instead of A-levels or GCSE for many universities. So if you are not sure about should I go to university or should I go to job market or prepare myself through vocational courses, then probably BTEC is a good option, because when you finish, you still have those two options open. You can use your BTEC to apply for jobs, or you can use your BTEC to apply for universities. The reason is, for example, here I'm going to show you the page for instance, University of Bristol, for their bachelor or undergraduate course in civil engineering. If you go to the entry requirements, they accept BTECs as well. So you can apply if you have A-levels. If you don't have A-levels, you can apply through BTECs, which is a very good advantage of having a BTEC, because it prepares you for jobs, but at the same time, you have the option of applying for university. Okay, so that's for that. These are the sectors that we have BTEC courses in. So as I said in the previous one, we have over 2,000 BTEC qualifications. But all of them are within these sectors: applied science, art and design, business, childcare, construction, engineering, media, health and social care, hospitality, ICT, land-based, performing arts, public services, sport, and travel and tourism. So probably if you are interested in like becoming a hotel manager, then having a BTEC in hospitality or in travel and tourism is the kind of degree that can prepare you for that job. But at the same time, when you finish, you can apply for university courses in hospitality, travel, and tourism. Or if you're an artist, and if you would like to find a job in the art sector, then art and design help you in preparing yourself. Or you would like to become a nursery teacher or manager or worker, then a BTEC in childcare can help you in preparing yourself for those kind of roles. So, and again, the good thing about BTECs is we have different levels of BTECs, starting from BTEC Firsts, BTEC Nationals, and BTEC Apprenticeship. So depending on your level, you can start with where is more appropriate for you. If you have previous education, previous experience, previous qualifications, you can start higher. If you don't, you still have the opportunity of start from the lower levels of BTEC First. It could be anything from entry level to level 2. And then once you finish, you can move to the next level. Or you can apply for jobs. If you are more experienced or you have qualifications, you can start BTEC Nationals. It's level 3 that you can go to higher education then. Or if you are very experienced, you can go for the higher levels. So again, have this in mind. There are different levels of apprenticeship and different levels of BTECs, and you can apply and start that is more suitable for your current experience, for your current level of qualification. We will talk about those QFCs in the next few slides, Salah, if you just bear with me for a second. The very good thing is, if you look at the slide, 90% of people doing a BTEC, level 3 BTEC, they find an employment after graduation. So it's not this high for university, but for BTEC, especially for around level 3 BTEC and above, you will have a very good chance of finding a good job after finishing that. The current rate is 90%, which is very impressive, which is quite high. That's why it's good to have BTEC in mind as an option in preparation for university or in preparation for jobs. Okay. And again, you probably remember this picture. So as you can see, we have different levels of BTECs and apprenticeship. So you can start from BTEC First, diploma, and then go all the way up to higher levels like BTEC Nationals and so on. So you can enter at whichever stages that is more appropriate and suitable to your experience. Any question about BTECs? I'm going to show you I'm just trying to find the link to how to find the BTEC. Okay. Okay, before going to the web page and I'll show you how to find BTEC courses, you may ask about who is going to pay for that and who is going to fund my education. So if you remember from university, you had two main options. If you are not going to pay from your pocket, then you have two options. The first one and the main one was to apply for student finance for loans that you will pay back once you finished your job and you found work and you started to make income. Or you could apply for scholarships, and there are many scholarships for refugees, for asylum seekers, and for other type of students. For vocational courses, again, government support or public support is available. So you have two main options. one is learner support, and the second one is advanced learner loan. So if you are unemployed, and if you're on a state benefits, if you're on universal credit, job seeker allowance, and those kind of things, for the most part, especially level 2, level 1 and level 2, these are free of charge. So you are unemployed, you're a job seeker, and you can apply for those kind of courses in preparation for work. So it's going to be free of charge for you. If you have some kind of income and you cannot use that free of charge courses, then you can apply for loans, okay, advanced learner loan. And if you follow any of these links, you will have more information about how to apply for learner support or how to apply for advanced learner loan. But like I said, if you're unemployed, most cases, level 1, level 2, sometimes level 3 courses in college are going to be free of charge for you. Okay, how to find a BTEC course. I've added some links here for you about, and then these links are going to help you to find a BTEC course. Just as an example, I'm going to go back to the National Carrier Service. You probably remember National Carrier Service from previous slides. If you don't have specific ideas, just search for BTEC, okay? And it gives you a list of over 11,900, almost 12,000 BTEC courses or similar courses across the UK. And then you can just filter them based on the skills, based on whether you would like them to be online, classroom, work, or blended, full-time or part-time or flexible, during the day or during the evening or weekend, and then the level. So as you can see, we have many different sectors. You probably remember those 16 sectors. So we have a BTEC business, BTEC sport, music BTEC, BTEC sport again, PE, BTEC marketing, and so on and so forth. And if you click on each of these, you will have more information about that specific BTEC. So for instance, this one is a BTEC business, okay? It's in a college in Aldridge. You can just filter it down to your postcode or to your city. But the main information that you will have is the start date, September 20. So it's already started. The cost is 0 if you're unemployed. It takes 2 years during the daytime and it's classroom based. So let's see. It's a level 3 qualification. BTEC National Diploma in Business, level 3, full-time. It's free of charge. It's during the day. And then you will have more information about who this course is for. So you can decide whether this course is the kind of suitable, appropriate course that you are looking for or not. So different units, you have unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, so these are the modules, the lessons that they are going to teach you. Exploring business in this introductory unit, then developing a marketing campaign, then international business, and so on and so forth. Because it's a level 3 course, you need to have some level 2 qualifications. But here you can have information about the entry requirements. So you need to have 5 grade 4 or above in GCSEs or equivalent. Always have in mind GCSEs are level 2s, and then if you have equivalent level 2, you can use them to apply. And then it's in the college and in this address and the rest of the information. So here again, you can just filter for instance, for entry-level BTECs, okay? So we have entry 3 BTECs, entry 2 BTECs. So for instance, let's see, BTEC Award in Creative Media Production. It's in Brighton. It's entry, so it's for people without any experience, without any qualification. It's full-time, and if you look at the entry requirement, perhaps they don't have an entry requirement. You can just go and start because it's entry level. So you are not expected to have any previous qualification. Probably they are going just to have a general test of reading, math, and that's it. Just basic English, basic math. That's what it takes to apply for that role. So again, the purpose is for you to have in mind whatever qualification, whatever level you are from entry to high, you will have something in BTECs. And then when you finish that, you can apply for the next one, for the next one, and for the next one. And again, it's a very good way of starting education if you don't have any previous qualification. You can apply for level 3. It's level 3 in sport, level 3 in business, level 3 in e-sport in marketing. So this one is full-time. It's free of charge, level 3. And then it gives you some information about the course itself. And it gives you some information about the entry requirement and what will you learn and how you will be assessed. So it's a 2-year, and then you will have a portfolio of units, and then you will be which are passed at pass, basically. So BTEC is the option that I encourage everyone to have in mind and then to think about and go and find more information about. Okay, we have a question about BTECs consider my LLB degree and my MBAs that I obtained from my home country. Yes, they will. So always have in mind that the level, it's not about whether it was MBA or LLB. So if you have a level 2, level 3, level 4, you can use that to apply for the same or for a higher level here in the UK. So yes, during that, you need to explain what kind of qualifications you have and make a case that my qualification, I have an LLB, an MBA, which is level whatever, 4 or 5 or 6, gives you the option to apply for the same level or for a higher level course here in the BTEC here in the UK. Okay, so that was for BTEC. So we've covered apprenticeship, we've covered BTEC, and then the third one. Another difference between BTEC and apprenticeship is apprenticeship is about more work and less education. Okay, BTEC is different. BTEC is more like an academic, more college-based course. It's about more education and less training. So that's the difference between BTEC and apprenticeship. When you start, it's more hours of practical work and practical training and less hours of college courses. When you start BTEC, it's mainly like an academic course. That's why you can use it later for university applications. You have mainly college kind of classes. It's more like an academic. You go to class, you have exams, you need to read, you need to write, and then less practical training. That's one difference that you need to have in mind. And then the third part is the third type of qualification, that the main qualifications are technical qualifications. And under that, these are job related. If you remember, well, before I move on, we have a question about BTEC. Why BTEC is considered or categorized as vocational training? Why candidates go to college? And because the kind of training that you have, very good question, first of all, because the kind of training that you have, all the training is focused on that specific sector. Okay, as I said, the BTEC courses are sector specific. So when you go to college and you are doing a BTEC in business, they are not going to teach you like general courses. So it's not, you don't have courses biology or geography or so on. All the courses are about the business sector, and they give you the basic understanding, the basic knowledge about that specific sector, which prepares you to start job in that sector. So it's academic, it's class-based, but it's sector specific. So when you do a BTech in business, then that BTech helps you to find jobs in business, not in a sport. Okay, so that's why the kind of learning and the content and the education is focused on a particular sector and a particular and jobs within that sector. Does that make sense, Salah? Great. So let's move on to the next one. So again, going back to BTech, if you just, I've just showed you BTech courses are sector specific. Go for a BTech in business sector or a BTech in art and design. But NVQs, which stands for National Vocational Training, are job specific. So it's not about one specific sector, but it's about one specific job. Okay, so you are not applying for a BTech in, I'm not sure, art, but you can apply for an NVQ in performing art or in kind of drawing or in calligraphy or in chronography. So NVQs are specific to a specific job, a particular job, not the whole sector. And then NVQ courses, which are more training, they prepare you to do that specific role. It could be painting, it could be decorating, it could be a mechanic, it could be plumber, it could be gas engineer. And then currently in the UK, we have more than 1,000 work-related subjects. There is a different category qualifications called T-levels, and T-levels are quite new to the market, and they've been introduced since 2020. And T-levels are 2-year courses, and many students, they choose T-levels instead of A-levels. So once they finish their GCSE, then they finish high school, instead of going to college and take A-levels, they go to college and take T-levels, and then they can use them again. They are good for both applying for university or applying for jobs or applying for vocational training. So have T-levels in mind, but the main point that I would like to give more explanation about is about NVQs. So if you follow the link that I have added here, you can go to the UCAS webpage and you can find more information about NVQs there. But basically, NVQs, or National Vocational Qualifications, are good choice if you know what job you like to do in the future. Okay, BTechs were good if you knew the sector, but you were not sure about job. NVQs are more appropriate or more suitable for people who know specifically what kind of jobs they would like to do. So probably you were a mechanic back in your country, you would like to start a career as a mechanic here in the UK. You need some kind of training to increase your chance, and you need to become familiar with engines, with machines in this country. Then NVQ is a very good option for you. We have 5 different levels of NVQs, similar to BTechs and similar to apprenticeship and most of the degrees here in the UK. We have levels, so don't be worried if you don't have enough experience or required qualification. You can start from wherever suits you and suits your profile. You can start in entry level, you can start intermediate level, or you can start higher. And each level usually takes a year. So for each level of NVQ to move on to the next level or to finish that level, it usually takes 1 academic year, about 9 months. And the good thing is there are no age limits. and no special entry requirements. Although you might need to complete a level 2 NVQ before starting a level 3 program. So if you don't have any qualification, you can start an NVQ, okay? You can start an entry level NVQ, and then the only thing that they are going to do is just to assess your reading, your English, and probably math. So you go to college, you go through an assessment, and then if you pass that basic assessment, which I'm sure many of you can pass, then you can start that NVQ. I have added some links again here about how to find NVQs, but probably I'm going to take you back to National Carrier Service. And finding courses here, and we probably, if you just put NVQ, you will have NVQs at different levels, different places, different modes. So it could be T-levels, free courses, online, offline, work-based, blend, full-time, part-time, daytime, evening time, and again, the entry ones. So again, for instance, if you, let's think about level 1 in hairdressing. Someone would like to become hairdresser or a barber or a beautician. So you can apply for hairdressing NVQ. And as you can see, these are work related. These are not sector related. It's not about healthcare. It's about a specific job. It's level 1, it's classroom, it's full-time. It gives you some information about what kind of courses you will have. But the main thing is about the entry level, okay? 3 GCSEs at grade 2 or above, including English A positive school report. So just the minimum one, just the basic high school skills and qualifications. So if you have GCSE, if not, if you have high school diploma from your country, and if you can just pass the basic test of English and math, you will learn these kind of skills, online and practical assessment. And then there are other informations about what kind of jobs or what kind of courses. Once you finish that, you can progress into level 2, or you can apply for jobs. Let's think about entry level. So imagine you don't have any qualification, so you can apply for entry level NVQs. If you are more skilled, you can go for higher level NVQs. So NVQ in, again, hairdressing, barbering, let's see what other kind of NVQs we can find. Plastering, so professional cookery. If you would like to become a chef, then NVQ diploma in cookery. NVQ if you would like to follow a job in construction sector. In plastering, it could be a very good option. It takes 10 months. For you, it's flexible. It's free course for job seekers. And then it's a college. And then you can get the NVQ, have all the information and skills needed to become a plasterer, and you can start that role. So the point is, your options are different. BTECs are good for some reason, NVQs are good for other reasons. So make sure you go through these web pages, and you'll find more information about what is more suitable for you. And then if you remember, in the first slide, I talked about you need to have a combination, to be honest, to prepare yourself for applying for jobs as soon as you can. You need to have a combination of strategies and techniques and work. So you need to think about what is the best qualification? Should I go to university? Should I do apprenticeship? Should I do BTech or NVQ? You need to start finding work experience to your CV. And one good way of work experience, apart from doing like internship or apprenticeship, is just by doing voluntary work. And here in the UK, voluntary work is equally important and equally valued as any paid work. So some people think, oh, is there any value of adding voluntary work to my CV? Yes. Employers, they see that equally important because that's again a work experience. And it's very good as well for finding a social network and creating that social network and finding connections that can help you to find a job. And it's very good to improve your different kind of skills, including your communication skills. There are many websites that you can look for voluntary work around you, and you don't need to do voluntary work for a year. Even like 1 day per week, 2 days per week for 2 months, 3 months can show that work experience and add that work experience to your CV. So you can go on charity job, you can go on your local volunteer center, and then there are many other websites. So I'm going just to probably show you one of these web pages that you can find a voluntary opportunity around you. So this one is about local volunteer centers, and then based on the area of the country that you are in, you can find your center. So as you can see how many volunteer centers we have across the country. So probably we are going to look at let's see if we have anything in. Let's think about Bristol then. So you can go to their Bristol voluntary sector webpage, and you can find more about a list of voluntary opportunities that they have. And don't think that voluntary work is just about the basic non-skilled kind of work. Many organizations, they have voluntary opportunities for kind of specialized positions, and they have opportunities for you to improve your skills. So for instance, this one, education, employment and training information volunteer, visitor experience volunteer. These are the current voluntary opportunities in Bristol. Catering support, art group facilitator, social media and content creator volunteer. So if you are interested in applying for anything in, for instance, journalism, this is the kind of voluntary role that can add value, significant value to your CV. Gardening, let's see, studio volunteer, fundraising volunteer. If you are applying for jobs in finance, admin kind of jobs, those kind of roles like a fundraising volunteer could be very helpful. Online fashion specialist, wildlife response driver, DBS administrator volunteer. So as you can see, there are thousands of voluntary opportunities across the country. As you can see how many voluntary centers we have across the UK on this map. All of them, they have hundreds or tens of voluntary opportunities. So if you look for that, you will find a very good voluntary opportunity that can add to your CV in terms of work experience, in terms of skills, and can establish your network of contacts. Also, charity jobs is again a very good job, a very good web page to find voluntary work within the charity sector. So here you can apply for paid, but if you're looking for volunteer roles, you can just click on volunteer, then probably put your postcode, around 3 miles from center of Bristol, and it gives you a list of voluntary opportunities in that area. So as you can see, web graphic designer. So if you have some skills and if you would like to improve your skills and have work experience, and it's difficult to find a paid job, then consider doing graphic design experience work as a volunteer for a month, for 2 months, for 3 months, for a local charity, and then you can add it to your CV. And if you are a good worker, they are going to give you reference as well, which can help you in your application process. As you can see, a range of different, if you would like to become a teacher or sport manager, so all of these roles are equally valuable as any kind of paid role that you can have. And this is the table which I added to show you the value of vocational training. So many people think that, oh, I need to do GCSEs and A-levels to go to university and apply and do the UCAS application. But this table, it shows you that BTEC courses are equally valuable if you would like to apply for university. I'll give you a few moments to go through that link, and then I'll continue with the next slide. Okay, as you can see, instead of A-levels, you can have your BTEC to support your UCAS application. Again, if you go through the links, you can see and you can calculate the value of the BTEC degrees against A-level degrees. Also, I added a link to this page which shows you the value of different degrees, okay, in the UK. So entry, 1, 2, 3, 4, different levels, okay? So entry level, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, 7, and 8. And under each level, what kind of degrees we have. Because again, the main thing is to understand the levels. We had a question about whether they are going to consider your LLB or MBA. Yes, as long as you can prove and you can show that which level your degree is in, then you can make a case to apply for same level degrees or higher level degrees. So it's not important you have GCSE or intermediate level 2 NVQSN or whatever. As long as that's level 2, you can make a case to apply for level 3 courses in many cases, okay? So in some cases, it's very strict. You need to have this in order to apply for that. But as I've showed you on university web pages, employment web pages, most of them, they are flexible in terms of entry requirements. So they say A-levels and equivalents, which gives you flexibility to use your same level qualifications and degrees. So again, make sure that you go through this table and get more information for yourself. Also more information about a very good page that I added here for you is this page for City and Guilds. And City and Guilds, they offer hundreds of vocational courses across the country, across the UK. So what you can find from their webpage is if you go from here, from the top, click on find courses or qualifications, and then add the name of the course, whatever it is, or the level of the course, or the kind of the name of the job or sector. So for instance, if you put NVQ here and then search, it gives you a list of NVQ courses available. So for instance, you have business improvement technician, and then they have different levels, level 2, level 3, and level 4. or they have decorative finishing and industrial painting occupations, level 2 and level 3, furniture and furnishing, level 1, 2, and 3, rail services, if you are interested in working in that sector, in the kind of rail industry, level 2, and then for each of them, you can just click on the level that you see more suitable for you. And it gives you to the page, which gives you more information. It takes you to the page with more information about, okay, what is the role, what is the level, what are the entry requirements, what kind of degrees you are going to achieve. And then what you can do is just add your postcode. And when you add your postcode, you can find the center, probably, if there is any. You can find the center which offers that course. Let's see. So it says 9 results, but it doesn't show the results. Oh yeah, it's here. So in that postcode that I put, these education providers, they offer that a specific course in business improvement techniques. Okay, so the point is, City and Guilds, find course qualification, and then just search for whatever you are interested in, and it gives you a list of all the qualification providers, education providers, training providers available in the UK under City and Guilds. Many other links, which I'm not going to go through all of them one by one, but they are there for you just to just go through, explore for yourself, and find out more about the kind of sectors, qualifications, jobs that you're more interested in. Again, going back to the point about funding, who's going to pay for that? As you've noticed, if you're a job seeker, for most of you, it's free of charge. If you have income, then you can apply for learner support or advanced learner loan. And there are other sources of funding available. So basically, what I would like to say is don't be worried about money, okay? Most of them is covered by the government. If not, you can apply for loans, which then you can pay back if you make money, if you have a job and if you have income, then you will pay back from your income. And then the last thing is this, because many of you kept asking about how to find a college for any kind of course. And then this page from the UK government webpage, it gives you links to search for colleges around the postcode that you live in at the moment. So that's for that, and I think that was the final slide for this week. Any question? I think there was a question. I'm just going through the chat box. There was a question about, I think, one of the QVC, yeah, QCF, quality and credit framework. So quality and credit framework is, again, let me to show you one. Well, basically, this is the quality and credit framework, which I'm going to show you the page for on web. Let's just see quality and credit framework. It's here. So this is the page for QCF, for Quality and Credit Framework. So basically, Quality and Credit Framework is the same kind of a structure that I showed you. And then the main point is there are some, you can just add all of these together. So it allows you, Quality and Credit Framework, is that it allows you to do different types of credits and different types of qualifications and add them together and apply for a specific qualification. So like I said, you don't need to necessarily follow one route. You can probably, you have some experience in the bank, some qualifications in your background. You do this course this year, the different course next year. You can put them all together and apply them against a qualification or a degree. That could be an award, a certificate, or a diploma. So if you are interested, if you have plenty of different courses here and there, sometimes, so we have many students who has done like healthcare level 2 and then accounting level 1 and then entry level something else, first aid, and so on and so forth. So you can all collect all of them together, make a case, make a portfolio, and then apply for an award, a certificate, or a diploma on the qualification and control and qualification and credit framework. So that was about the point here about NV BTEC nationals. So which means you can have like different portfolios, different courses in the past, and then you can collect all of them together to apply for a BTEC national. Okay, that's the end of today's session. Do you have any question for me today? So I understand it's plenty to take in for one session, but I would like you to have, just as a wrap up, I would like you to have two things in mind. First of all, please spend some time exploring the National Carrier Service, okay? So where is it, National Carrier Service? Yes, so spend some time, go through different sections, skills assessment, exploring careers, and find a course. And between them, those three, they give you very good kind of overview of who you are, what kind of skills do you have, what kind of jobs are more suitable for you, and how to prepare, what kind of courses to undertake to prepare yourself for those jobs. And as I showed you, it's very clear in giving you the options. So if you follow the find exploring a career, it gives you all the options that you have to reach that specific job, specific career, whether it's university, college, apprenticeship, work experience, and so on. And then for courses, just try to see what is the level that you can start. Okay, so you don't need necessarily to wait a year or two to start a course. Okay, just choose the course which you can start as soon as you can, depending on your level of English, level of qualifications, math, whatever. Just, I'm sure for many of you, if you don't have immigration restrictions, for all of you, there is a course that you can start as soon as you can. And when you start a course, then everything would be much easier from then. Yes, apprenticeship has different levels. As I said, you can start again. If you look at the here, if you look at this, again, apprenticeship, we have various levels of apprenticeship here. So it's blue, light blue here. So you can start with level 1, then going to level 2, 3, and higher, whether apprenticeship or NVQs. Okay, so that was the main point. Try to understand and explore National Carrier Service. Have options in mind. So you have university, but university is not the only and necessary and the best option for everyone. It's good if you can go for many of you, but it's not the only option. You have vocational training. You can start apprenticeship, finding a job. It is paid. You will be trained. You go to college, you work. You can go to start a BTech. When you finish, you are ready to apply for jobs. At the same time, you are ready to apply for university. Apply for NVQs. When you finish, you are experienced and skilled in a specific role. You can apply for those kind of roles. And the last one is volunteering. So if, again, that could be the best option for asylum seekers at the moment. If you are not allowed to work, many organizations, they give a voluntary opportunity to asylum seekers as well. So, and voluntary is not just about cleaning and cooking and these kind of like basic roles. Those are very good. But as I showed you, if you go to the right place, if you search in the right place, you will find many kind of skilled, specialized voluntary opportunities that you can add to your CV and increase your chance of applying for, successfully applying for jobs that you are interested in. Okay, I'm going to stop share if you don't have any question. That's the end for today. I'm going to stop recording as well.